Offset versus Reverse Flow. Alright, Dino Dan Smoking here. This was a very fun video to make. I did do it in collaboration with a pop-up I'm doing, so killing two birds with one stone. I only used white oak for the wood in this video. Seasonings on the brisket is salt, pepper, and sumac, and everything else went pretty well. The reverse flow ran kind of hot, which to me explains some of the results, but it finished the brisket in 7.5 hours, which I was not expecting. And the Offset finished the brisket in about 9.5 hours, and the pork butts were done somewhere in between there also. Overall, this was a very fun cook. I had a great time getting the experience cooking on these two cookers, and it was a very nice day to do it also. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. It will be the taste testing and hearing people's opinions on the different flavors. So this is Dino Dan Smoking. Like I always say, smoke meat every day. Alright, this is my buddy Eric with G's Barbecue / White Oak Barbecue. He is a pit guy, master if you will, and he just loves barbecue, every type, every kind. So he's gonna do the taste test here. From we have sample A and B for each pork and brisket. He's gonna talk about taste difference, smoke difference, texture difference, and then which one he prefers. All right, Eric.
I'm gonna do the pork first.
All right,
really good.
You're up.
Let's do it. That's really good. This one has more bark in it. Let's try this one. Funny. To me, this one has more smoke flavor, but this one tastes better. Seasoning.
What do you like better about it?
This one had more of a little flavor punch to it than this one. But this one had good smoke flavor to me. I like this one.
All right. Cool. We'll move on. That is, just for the record, is that A or B?
A, B.
So you like B better?
I like B better.
All right, now we're moving on to brisket. So just for the camera, the portion they're eating has a little bit of lean, and it also has some point attached.
Okay. I might need a napkin after this. Tenderness was very similar. This was a tough one, but I'm gonna have to go with A on taste. The bark is good on both of them. Smokiness, very similar. Maybe a little bit more on this one.
All right. Which one would you go with?
A.
A? Okay.
A on the brisket, B on the pork.
If if we weren't staging it like this and I gave you those and I told you that they weren't cooked on separate cookers, would you notice? You think you notice?
Only on the smokiness of the pork and the, that's it.
Okie dokie. All right, thank you,
I
Eric.
just spilled some water.
Oh, no problem. All right, this is Josh McBride, Hitmaster, aka Chef of White Oak Barbecue. He's going to be doing the taste test.
I'll start with the same thing. I'll start with pork. Pork A. Pork B. They're very close. I would say A has better bark from the pieces I received. A little darker. I would say I like A better than B, but they're both very similar. All right. Moving on to the brisket. I'll try A first. A has good flavor. It's tender. Once again, they're both similar. I prefer B on this one, on the brisket.
Okay. As far as smoke flavor goes, is there one stronger than the other? More pronounced?
Let me taste A one more time. I think A's a little bit stronger than B.
Okay.
But they're both good. They're both really good.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, this is my buddy Brian from church. Say hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
All right. And so he's going to do the comparison. Go for it.
Brisket A.
Just to remind the viewers, we're comparing the smoke profile, overall taste, bark, things like that, between an offset and a reverse flow. And this is a blind taste test.
Taste is good. It's not strong and it's not spicy. The bark is excellent. The texture's amazing. I like it. That was A on the brisket.
And they are given some flat and some point on that.
Well, much richer flavor. I even like the bark better on this one. Texture's great. Between the two, I like this one the best, and the brisket, B.
Okay.
A's good, but B's a lot better, in my opinion,
Okay.
for the brisket. Pork. We'll go with A. We'll get some bark. Good flavor. Not spicy. A little salt. And the smoke is really tasty in it. I'm not, talking with my mouth full. Not sure what exactly is the profile of the smoke, but I like the way it tastes overall. Over at B on the pork, Again, I think B stands out better. I like the overall flavor and the texture of the meat of the pork on this, and but I like the seasoning, the bark on A. I like it better. Overall on this, I think I like B also, but I like the bark flavor on A better than I do B.
Okay.
But in general, I like the B.
Are the flavors so different that you could tell that they're not cooked on the same smoker?
Yes.
They're that different?
To me, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Brian. 1. This is my buddy Austin Koo. He is going to do the comparison.
Right on. So starting from looks, I will definitely say that there you got A and B. Starting, if you just look at it, definitely B looks like it's more tender. I should say it looks less dried out. It could just be where it was cut. I don't know, but we'll jump into it. So
what you have there is that's the flat, and then the bottom part of that would be the point.
subtle smoke. I'm not a huge fan of the bark on this one. It's very thin, it's very light. I'm used to something a little heavier, but again, could just be preference. Good flavor, but again, very subtle smoke flavor. And the B. Oh yeah, see, B pulls apart a lot easier. Again, same thing. Not as much bark as I used to. So, flavor-wise, I prefer A over B. I feel like A has more smoke flavor than B did, but B's texture is a lot better than A. Yeah.
So which one you prefer overall?
I prefer, based on what?
Based upon taste.
Taste?
Yeah,
I prefer
smoke. A? Okay.
I prefer it, but I like a stronger, smokier flavor.
Okay.
It's subtle smoke, it's there, it hits you in your mouth. B, it's there, but like very faint.
Okay.
My opinion. And then same thing with the pork, so starting with A on the pork.
I try to put a little bark in there.
Yeah, I got a piece of bark right here. But again, looking at it overall, like A looks not a lot, but A looks generally a little drier than B. Again, could just be, I'd be surprised if it's just holding consistency just because B on both of them were both a little more moist, but we'll see. Yeah, good flavor, smoke's there. A little stringy, a little chewy. Probably the same feeling. I prefer to eat B over A just because the mouth feels better. Breaks apart easier. Definitely I think B was cooked better. I prefer the flavor of A, but I would choose to eat B just because the texture is more consistent. As far as difference wise, you're probably, if I had to choose one over the other, I'd probably choose B, but A's flavor is better, but by like, in my opinion, by like margins, 5-10%.
Okay.
So,
Thank you, sir.
yep.
Live. This is Michael Hudak. He's gonna do the comparison.
Sounds good. Really excited to be here. So start with A here.
All right. So for reference, that part you have in your, which would be your left, is the point. The part in your right would be the flat part of the brisket.
I really like it. The bark looks good. Got a nice soft smoke to it. Texture. It's a little firm, but not bad. Not bad at all. So I'm over here to B. Do the same thing with these ones. B tender, pulls apart a little better. Smoke is softer. Definitely smoke softer. So let's try the flat here. Yeah, no, it's the same thing. A and B. A, a little firmer, smokier. B was definitely more tender, softer smoke. Personal preference. I tend to like less smoked and more tender, so my favorite there would be definitely going to be.
Okay. Nice.
And here we'll do the same thing. We'll do A, the pork.
Yeah. Make sure you taste a little bark too.
Oh, yeah,
Everybody loves bark, right?
That's why I'm here, to tell you the truth. Good. Real good flavor. Same thing. I taste the same smoke flavor profile I did in A, the brisket. And the same thing, a little firmer, not as a little firmer. We'll see what B looks like.
Okay.
Right here. So do a little bit of spark here. Yeah, no, it's almost the same exact thing. My comments with A and B is more tender, softer smoke. Like I said, for me, it's not a huge difference. I'm a simple guy. Like I would go either or. If it was put in front of me, like this here today,
Yeah.
I'm slamming both of them.
Yeah.
If you make me choose, I'd probably go with the softer smoke, more tender, softer. Just my personal preference.
Okay.
But like I said, you can go either way depending on, like I said, personal preference there.
And now, if you were given those, and let's say it wasn't into play that they were cooked on different smokers, you think you'd be able to tell the difference?
I would only know if you told me that you think that if you made me like guess it, right? If they were side by side, if I was just like picking out a thing, I would assume I'd also probably feel like they're the same. Especially when you're putting like coleslaw or whatever you're eating together. Like honestly, for me personally, like people could care less. Like it's gonna taste good no matter what you do. But like I said, if you're putting side by side, and you're like testing, you're kind of like trying to figure it out. Like then I think like you'll notice the difference. Like we're doing here today.
All right, thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, this is my buddy Anthony. Anthony is the owner of Fire Cups by Tiger McCool Barbecue Company. He is also one of my sponsors. I appreciate that. And he's going to do some taste testing. Go for it, Anthony.
All right, so I'm going to start off with brisket A. Nice barks, definitely juicy. Good, nice smoke flavor to it. Texture very good. Not too mushy, not too firm. It's got a little pull on it. Smoke flavor is about right where you want it. I'm just missing a little bit of like a salt and pepper, so to speak. But the smoke flavor is on point. Brisket B, I can tell right now, has a very pronounced smoke ring on it, which could be good or bad. Let's go ahead and try it out. Nice. A little bit firmer on the pull. A little bit firmer on the texture too. The seasoning is a little more pronounced on the bark, which I like, versus A. Definitely more flavor on the bark. A little drier though too. Let me try this piece of the fatty. Smoke flavor on A is better. Overall flavor on B is better. Let's go ahead and move over to pork A. I can see there's already a nice smoke ring on pork A. Very nice bark. Good texture. Ooh, smoke. Yeah, wow, the smoke's even kicked up more on A on the pork. Yeah, definitely kicked up a lot more. Very, very good. Not over smoky, but definitely pronounced. And then we're gonna go over to B, pork. Texture seems a little different. A little bit more like it's not so much chopped, but there we go, nice piece of bark. Very tender. Pork B is a lot juicier than pork A. Pork A has more flavor because that smoke is coming through. I like the bark on pork A better. So, overall, pork A hands down. Brisket's a toss-up on smoke flavor and texture.
All right. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, Dan. Hope you eat every day.
One last thing. So, if we weren't doing a comparison, you were just given that, is the flavor so different where you would say, hey, this is cooked on separate barbecues?
I'm going to say,
Or smokers?
honestly, I could tell the difference in smoke flavor, yes. I'm not saying I prefer one or the other. I just know that A, blindfolded, has a more pronounced smoke flavor to it.
Okay, thank you.
Which is very tasty.
All right, the great information we want. Thanks, Anthony. Okay, this is our friend Angela, and she is going to do the comparison. Go for it, Angela.
So looking at brisket A versus brisket B, brisket B looks more moist. Bark to me is about the same. Okay. Pulls apart pretty easily. I can definitely taste the smoke, thank you. On A, I taste a lot of smoke, not a lot of seasoning. Okay, B breaks apart a little bit easier, but I think it's also made of the pieces thinner too. So that bite was not as moist as A, not as much smoke. But the bark has more of a, almost a sweet flavor to it. Kind of like the pan juices, because that's sweetness to it. I don't like such a heavy smoke, but I preferred the texture on A versus the texture on B. But overall, I would probably go with B because it's not as, the flavor or the smoke flavor is not as strong. Okay, pork A and B. B again looks more moist. Let's go ahead and try. Can definitely taste its pork, which I like. Again, not a whole lot of salt or pepper on it, and I can taste the smoke, but I can't pick out what smoke flavor. Okay. B definitely is more moist. It does have a much stronger pork flavor to it. If I would go A or B, I'm probably gonna go B. I like more of a pork flavor to it, less smoke. Overall, I think what stood out to me the most is I would probably add salt to my food, but definitely if I was going to pick A or B in both categories, I would have gone with B.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. You guys have seen Jeff and Brittany before, and they're back for more punishment. Here we go. They're going to do the comparison.
All right.
I want to point out right here, Brittany decided to throw on a Terry Black shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
What a coincidence that
Right.
was, right?
Barbecue's life.
Okay.
Right, barbecue's
Get at it.
life. So here we go. Allow me, my betrothed.
Yes.
Take this first. What do you guys
You
say?
get the big one. Yeah.
All right. Good looking bark.
Very tender.
Very tender.
Not too smoky.
Subtle.
Yeah, very subtle. Yeah,
It's a subtle smoke. Very beefy. Obviously, we're in brisket land.
The bark is really good. Delicious.
Think so?
I like the bark a lot.
The bark was good. Fat was rendered. Very moist. Good beefy flavor. Good bark. Bark was set nice. Nice smoke ring. Yeah, had a subtle. The smoke comes on the finish.
Yeah.
It kind of opens up a little bit, but it's not a
Not
predominant flavor on that. So I took the big piece.
The big description.
My betrothed. Alright. Pulled pork here, still staying in the A category. Looking for a nice piece of the bark here. Alright.
Bark.
Good flavor. Good flavor. Good chew. Again, smoke's present. Very
Smoke at
subtle
the
though. Yeah. Smoke's super subtle. When Dino's providing the food, I eat all the samples, just so you know. Well, it's more just a taste test. Right. It's an opportunity to get a little back. Let me cleanse the palate here.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So brisket B. Eat the big piece.
I'll take the other piece.
Oh, all right.
Have that.
So if you didn't notice there, you had some flat and you had some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dino feels the need to point something out here.
All right.
We have the.
Just
we
remember,
have the flat
try to
right
keep
here.
this video in under
Well, you always have editing capability.
20 minutes. Some guy always
I already know
complains.
which one this is.
Some guy always complains my videos are too long.
I already know which one this is. I'm already knowing.
Tender.
Tender, no smoke.
You're saying there's no smoke taste on that?
Not really.
Oh, it's really nice.
In comparison to the other one,
Okay.
I'm not getting it.
All right.
Bark's
one you-
that nice.
Which one do you prefer?
Yeah. Hey.
For A.
You prefer A? All right. Let's jump to the pork.
No problem.
I'll give this a fair test, Dino.
Dino deserves my utmost attention on this matter. Right? That's what happened to your neighbor's Dino Dan. You called over here. Right? Right.
Good shoe. I
Yeah.
smell flavor.
Not really. Not really. Let me see. All right. Good, just not a lot of smoke. Overall, good tenderness. Good pork flavor. Little hints of smoke. It's good. Right? It's good, but it lacks a little bit of what A has. So that would be my assessment on this Dino Dan taste off.
Hey, it is.
Usually when Dan would probably call me stupid or a fool or something like that. Not positive affirmation going on here.
On to this brisket. Yeah. Go for it.
You gonna hit stop now?
You done?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I can edit the rest. Sorry. Jeff's in a time crunch, so.
Oh, we'll get out of the way. You Jeff too?
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
All right, I'm Jeff.
How you doing,
Yes, sir. Good morning to you.
He was one of the
Are you really?
judges.
Yeah, Jeff Hurry, I know it's crazy.
All right.
He was one of the judges.
Thank you, guys. All right, this is Jeff with the OC Bottle Shop, and he's gonna do the comparison. Go for it, Jeff.
All right, you got it, man. Hey, thanks for calling me and letting me dig on in here. Okay, so we got our brisket and our pork, right?
Yes.
All right, let's do it here. So we can start here. Texture's nice, but it's right off here.
And of course, the helicopter's got to drive by right now. So just
Nice.
speak up.
That's all right. Yeah, so I'm saying texture's great, nice and moist. Flavor. Texture's good. It kind of eats how it pulls, in my opinion. Not too chewy. A little more salt. Really good. A little oily, but
Yeah.
it was good.
Smoke taste.
Yeah, smoke taste. Yeah, definitely got all that. Definitely got all that. That was good. All right, so where am I going now?
The other brisket. Comparing the two briskets.
Yep. Right there. All right. There's a nice spat on this one. Okay. This is kind of less smoke on this one, in my opinion.
Okay.
Still really good. Yeah.
Are you tend to be, you like smokier, or you tend to like less smoke on food?
I tend to like smoking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, just what I'm tasting now here. Yeah, the first one, I was really, that smoke was getting in there.
Okay.
This is still good. This is my little fattier piece, which I'm okay with. The flavor profile on both of them are good. They're solid. I'm not going to turn my nose at either sample. Am I picking one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you prefer.
Yeah, I will go with A.
Okay.
All day long.
All right.
But again, I'm not going to turn my nose at it.
All right.
All right.
We'll go over to the pork sample.
All right. All right, pork. Thank you, sir. So here's the texture on both ones. A seems a little drier. I don't know if it's been sitting out or not, but it's a little drier. This one here is a little moist. Which, yeah, so definitely different on the texture. And again, I don't know how. There's some stuff there. Okay. Yeah, so here A, I'm picking up that there was smoke notes here in A.
Okay.
On the nose.
You could tell Jeff's a bourbon guy.
Yeah.
He said notes.
Oh yeah. This is okay. So yeah, no, it's not as dry as I thought. At the bottom, this is good. Yeah, it's definitely smoke. It's kind of how I like my smoke to taste.
Oh, a little bone there, huh? My bad.
Flavor just sucked up all the flavor. A just sucked up all the flavor, in my opinion. Funny, and looking at it, I thought I was gonna like B, but A is what I'm. Yeah.
A is it, huh?
A is it.
All right.
100%.
All right.
Again, this one isn't bad, but I don't know if I need another sample of it, but yeah, A.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm sure you guys are all wondering by now which one was which. Well, A was the traditional offset, and B was the reverse flow. The tasting kind of made sense. The reverse flow did run a little hotter than I would have liked it to run. So it did cook the brisket quite a bit faster. The brisket was done in about 7.5 hours. The temp ranges was between 3 and 315, and I tried to get it into that 275, but anytime I did that, I wasn't getting the smoke that I wanted. So I just kind of had to do what I had to do. I did use the same wood, same charcoal to start it. Everything's the same as far as that. Same seasonings. Everything's the same across the board. The offset was a lot easier to run, a good, dirtier smoke. And it stayed in that 275 to 3 range, which is what I wanted to do. Did take a little longer for that brisket to go. It took about 9.5 hours. As far as the pork butts go, though, the ones on the reverse flow cooked faster than the ones on the offset. Overall, it was a great learning experience for myself. We always have to remember that the taste, the texture, the tenderness, all that kind of stuff is going to vary between cookers and the cooker, meaning me. What my experiences are is different from somebody else, and they probably cook better than I do, have more experience with these types of cookers, so you always got to throw that into the mix also. I appreciate you guys watching. I know this was probably a long video, but I appreciate you guys sticking it out, and I hope to create more content like this that people like to watch, even though they're a little more lengthy videos. Thank you. God bless you. Dino Dan Smoking. Smoke meat every day.